of our second speech tonight, I was thinking about acronyms. Not just any acronyms, but medical acronyms. ADD, HIV, ADHD, MS, PTSD, and dare I mention PMS or BD, but there's all kinds of acronyms for medical conditions. And there's also one for African sleeping sickness, but I'll let you figure that one out yourself, okay? Today's second speaker is going to throw an acronym at us. An acronym, is it a medical condition or not? We'll find out, but that acronym is the DCP. And sometimes our speaker says, your personal vision aligns perfectly with that of an organization. And our speaker will discuss his vision for Midway Toastmasters and how we measure success at Midway Toastmasters as a club. So please welcome Charlie Monette to the virtual lectern, to the physical lectern and room with his speech, DCP is not just another disease. Charlie?
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, thank you, and thank you for that wonderful introduction, Steve. I have a dream. Now, everyone has heard that opening of a speech. Unforgettable. But that word dream could be replaced with the word vision. And my project tonight is to share a vision that I would have. Now, I have to confess, my vision is not quite as lofty as the previous one that I mentioned. It's a little closer to home. Toastmasters tutorials, they talk about developing your vision, and they suggest a 10-year vision. Now, at my stage of life, that's not real practical, if you know what I mean. For me, Christmas festivities is long-term planning. But I'm going to go out here on a limb, and I'm going to plan for June 30th. What's with June 30th? Well, June 30th is the end of the Toastmaster year. I know, makes no sense. Get over it. That's the way it is. But my vision is, for June 30th, is that Midway Toastmasters becomes a presidential distinguished club by June 30th. Now, why do I care? Because I have to. It's in my DNA. Whatever I do, I have to want to excel. And any organization I want to be a part of has to be one that will excel. And so that's what I want for Midway Toastmasters. And being this overachiever, I'm going to do whatever it takes to help that club meet that goal. That's what I do. But what the heck is this President's Distinguished all about? How do you get to be one? How do you keep score? Who knows what that is? And that's what we're going to discuss tonight, because especially the newer people, they don't have a clue what the heck that's all about. And we're going to talk about the Distinguished Club Program, the TCP or DCP, or however those letters go together, Steve. And I'm going to do that with a PowerPoint. So stand by while I share my screen with you. The DCP program, Distinguished Club Program. Now, as part of the Distinguished Club Program, we have 4 classes of goals that we want to meet. We have educational goals, membership goals, training goals, and administration. So we're going to talk to each of those. Now, when the officers go on to the leadership website, they're going to see an overview of where Midway Toastmasters falls and what our status is on DCP. And this is the first thing that comes up. Now, on the left-hand box, what you'll see is our club alignment. And that just says where we stand as a club. We're in district or area 43 and division E and blah, 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 blah. But if you move to the center box, what you'll see there is a box that says we have a base membership of 20. It says we have to maintain a membership of 20 members in order to become a distinguished club. And just to the right of that, it says, oh, to date, we have 19, which says we haven't met that goal yet because we're required to have 20. Now, over on the right side, what you'll see is our goals, other than the membership goals. Now, right below the word goals, it says, how many goals have we met? And it says 7. We have met 7 goals. And below that is a little scorecard. It says if you meet 5 goals, then you can be a distinguished club. If you meet 7 goals, you can be a select distinguished club. Well, we've already met those 7, haven't we? Hot dang. But if we want to be our president's distinguished, what do we have to do? We got to get those other 2 and be up to 9. And that's what we're shooting for. Turn the lights out, I can't see. Now, that's all right. Now we go to the next page. And on the next page, what we see is the different levels of where we can get those goals. And the first section is education. Now look at the educational goals there. And what you'll see is we have level 1 awards, level 2 awards online. Now to the right, on the first column to the right with the numbers, that's how many of these particular items we have to meet our goal. We have to have 4 level 1s awards. And to the right of that it says, how many do we have? And the answer is we've got 8. And we got a check mark out to the right of it. It says we met that goal. And then on down the line, level 2 awards, we had to have 2. We got 2. We got a check mark. And level 2 and more level 2 awards, we need 2. We've already got 3. We got a check mark. And if you'll see under the educational awards and goals, we have met all the goals, 6 of them, 6 check marks right out there. Dang, we are doing great. Now, where do those awards come from? Those are all the awards that you have earned. You, the members of Midway Toastmasters. Me, the Vice President of Education, what do? Well, it's my job to go ahead and translate from Pathways when you put in your completion, and I get it in to Toastmasters International, so it goes on the scorecard here, if you will. And also it's up to me to have meeting agendas, so we have 3 speakers, we have bonus meetings to make sure you have the opportunity. Now let's go to membership. On membership, our goals say we can get 1 point if we get 4 new members. And over to the right says we've gotten 2. It says we need 2 more. So that's part of our goal. We don't have a check mark there. We haven't gotten it. But so that's some of the goals that we have to meet. Now we go down to training. Now the training is entirely up to the officers, because the officers have to go for training every 6 months, because we have 6 months cycle in our officers. Now on the first cycle, you can see up there, we were required to have 4, we got 7. So we met that goal, but we haven't finished out the year because we're in the second cycle now and we have to get 4 again. But if we get those 4, then we can have that DCP point, and then we'll be up to 8. Hot dang, we're on a roll here now. All we have to do is get those 4 officers trained in the next month or so. Now we go down to administration. Membership and renewal dues on time. Who does that? Well, our treasurer does that. She collects the money from your renewals, she puts it in the bank, and then she sends that money to Toastmasters International. She did that. And because it has a 1 there in bold, that says it's done. And club officer list on time has to be every 6 months, a new list has to go to Toastmasters International. Who's been elected? Has that happened? Yes, that's happened twice. And guess what? We have a check mark over there. We've got that goal. So where do we go from here? We're on a roll. So now we can go to the next page here and we can see where we stand relative to other clubs in our area, okay, and actually in our division and the whole district. So if you'll just look at area 43 and the 5 clubs there and just compare the numbers that you see there, and you can see that Midway is way above everyone else. Our numbers of goals are met are 7. Our number of members is 19. No other club even comes close. Now, you've heard me talk many times about where we stand versus the other clubs, okay? And say, you know, Mighty Midway, we're ahead of the pack. Well, guess what? There you see it right there in Toastmasters International. Now we have another page that we can look at. And again, we can compare ourselves with every other club, but this one tells us every single category of educational goal is listed there and where we stand on them. Okay, and you can just go across the board and everything that's in bold says we have gotten that goal and met that goal. And again, what you see there is Midway with a base of 20, 19 members, 7 goals already met. Again, we are well above everyone else. So what does that mean? That means we are close. We are on the cusp of being a President's Distinguished Club. And I'm depending on all of you to get us some new members, okay? Make sure all the officers get trained, be active, and help me get my vision. It's up to you because I have a vision, Mr. Toastmaster.